Cardano, the way it was built, is really an organic extension of what Bitcoin started. Everybody's ignoring that you have these giant sleeping titans, XRP and Bitcoin, for example. Ethereum's biggest issue is the way they structure their ecosystem. They're being eaten alive by parasitic layer 2.
In this video, Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano, talks about different advantages and disadvantages of Bitcoin and famous altcoins such as Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, Solana, and others. Watch this video until the end and learn something new about some of the best crypto coins today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more educational videos. Also, you can buy and trade XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and over 500 other cryptocurrencies on BTCC, the world's longest-running crypto exchange that doesn't require KYC. Plus, for those interested in stocks, BTCC also supports stock trading using USDT, making it even more versatile. Register today and claim up to $10,000 in bonuses for signing up, depositing, and trading.
See, I tend to look at generations in terms of the problems that they're trying to solve. So the first generation was just about, is it possible to move value around like email for money in a decentralized way? Or do you have to have some third trusted party to maintain the ledger? Then Satoshi comes out of damn nowhere and comes up with this ability to create and transfer that value in a decentralized way. That was amazing. And here's the problem. You have a hedonic amnesia with these types of things. So the iPhone was exactly like that. People saw the iPhone, and I remember navigating with MapQuest and printing out the maps and these types of things. And then suddenly you have this phone and you can like use Google Maps and, oh my God, it's amazing. It's so incredible. And then a year later, it's like, what else you got? So Bitcoin was the same. It was, wow, this is incredible. This is amazing. And then everybody's like, well, but wait a minute, I need programmability. Okay, well, Ethereum comes in the second generation. And there, all of a sudden, you have programmability. And then you get DeFi and GameFi and all the FIs. You get NFTs, you get metaverses, you get these things. But people say, hang on a second here. Guys, it's not cost effective. You need predictable pricing. You need scale. You need interoperability because all these different complex things have to talk to each other. And the most important part is you need governance. So very quickly after building the second generation, everybody started saying it needs to be better, faster, cheaper, talk to everything. And it has to behave like a centralized company, but be decentralized in terms of product. Because when you think about products, you have like the iPhone. Who makes the iPhone? Apple. So you as a consumer have an expectation that every year, some guy in a black turtleneck is going to come out and be like, let me tell you about the iPhone. It's the most amazing thing. And you believe that. And say for Windows and Microsoft, you say, oh, the guy at Microsoft's going to come out and be like, oh, there's Windows 12 and there's Windows 13 and there's Windows 14 and it has all these new things. So who's the guy in the turtleneck for a decentralized protocol? Do you elect them? Do you just not do it like Bitcoin? And so it just stays at the same capability set forever? Or do you have like a governing council or these things? So governance is super hard because like, is there any government right now working that everybody's happy with? So decentralized governance is super hard. So that's the third generation, decentralized governance, interoperability, and scalability. And that's the big differentiator between Cardano and Ethereum. Cardano has an on-chain governance system. Cardano has a lot of stuff built in for interoperability, especially on the Bitcoin side. And Cardano also has, I'd say, protocols that are far more scalable at the layer one than Ethereum has at the moment.
What would you say? How does Cardano differentiate from its competitors like Solana, like Avalanche, or all the other chains?
Solana, their growth model has been really in the second act, because the first act was SBF and FTX and these things, and it really hurt them. They made a master stroke of a recovery, but really the recovery came with meme coins. They have to figure out how to grow beyond that part of the ecosystem and become something in their own right. But it's a good team and there's very smart people there. So I think they have a good chance for it. But here's the thing, as they fight, everybody's ignoring that you have these giant sleeping titans, XRP and Bitcoin, for example, which when you combine them, the TVL of potential for that, it's about 4 times the market cap of Ethereum and Solana combined. There's this war of titans right now between Solana and Ethereum. And so Ethereum's biggest issue is the way they structure their ecosystem. They're being eaten alive by parasitic layer 2s. It's absorbing all the transaction volume of the users, and they have no loyalty to the system. So that layer 2 can find a better deal somewhere else. It'll just uproot and go there and take the users and transaction volume with it. So it's like mosquitoes sucking the blood gradually out of you. You get too many of them, you're not going to have a lot of blood left. So a lot of people are like, well, how do you beat Solana? How do you beat Ethereum? You say, well, have you ever tried to connect an account system to a UTXO system? Have you ever guys tried to connect the Ripple ledger to an account system? Not easy. But Cardano, the way it was built, is really an organic extension of what Bitcoin started. We have extended UTXO to UTXO. We have deflationary monetary policy. The smart contract model would have been what Satoshi would have written had Bitcoin script been more expressive. So we're really thinking holistically and saying over the next 5 to 10 years, the largest growth of users' liquidity in TVL is going to be coming from Bitcoin DeFi and Ripple entering the DeFi world and bringing the institutions with it. So that's where we focus most of our effort. As for we're too slow, well, we did all the peer review and the stuff, and that's what we got the liquid non-custodial staking for. These other things. It's very easy to get higher TPS. The hard part is get higher TPS preserving your decentralization.